There's been a lot in the news over the past few days regarding Benghazi. Clearly, the Republicans are out for blood. But what isn't clear to the public is what is the cover-up. We know 4 Americans died on September 11th, including Christopher Stevens, but what exactly is the Obama administration hiding? Did they lie about the attack not being a planned terror event? Did they manufacture and scapegoat a film called Innocence of Muslims that had nothing to do with the attack at all? By the way, the creator of that film still sits in jail. Senator Lindsey Graham spoke yesterday and said that the testimony this week from a former top U.S. diplomat in Libya will completely and fully contradict the Obama administration's explanation of how events unfolded in the Benghazi attacks that led to the deaths of 4 Americans. He also indicated that a dam is about to break, and that you are going to find political manipulation by the Obama administration 7 weeks before an election. Well, the question then lies, why were the American people manipulated, and what exactly were people like President Barack Obama and former Secretary of the State Hillary Clinton hiding from the American people?
People have accused Ambassador Rice and the administration of, misleading Americans. I can say, trying to be in the middle of this and understanding what was going on, nothing could be further from the truth.
No. Again, we were misled that there was supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Remember, not too long ago, President Barack Obama invaded the country of Libya, bypassing congressional approval and helping to lead the charge and murder of Muammar Gaddafi. Gaddafi, one of the richest men in the world, had been positioning his country to move away from the petrodollar, pricing oil in U.S. dollars, just before he was killed. This was the same fate met by Saddam Hussein before George Bush's invasion of Iraq. But what happened after the invasion of Libya gives us more room for pause, and a clear indication of Obama's motive in ousting Gaddafi and toppling his regime. Not long after Libya's collapse, President Barack Obama, through his counterparts in the CIA, people like Christopher Stevens, began trafficking guns and other weapons of war through Benghazi into the hands of neighboring Syrian insurgents. These insurgents make up terrorist organizations similar to the LIFG, Libyan Islamic Fighting Group, and radical Islamic factions including Al-Qaeda. Obama has been arming Syrian insurgents and terrorist networks like Al-Qaeda in order to overthrow Bashar al-Assad. This is one of the main reasons Syria is currently engaged in a violent civil war. You see, the United States has created a destabilization effect in the Middle East, and of Syria and Libya specifically, and is attacking these independent sovereign nations and arming the revolutionaries. The question is why? Is the end target Syria, or is there something more sinister on the Obama agenda?
In Iran, we see where the path of a violent and unaccountable ideology leads. The Iranian people have a remarkable and ancient history. And many Iranians wish to enjoy peace and prosperity alongside their neighbors. But just as it restricts the rights of its own people, the Iranian government continues to prop up a dictator in Damascus and supports terrorist groups abroad. Time and again, it has failed to take the opportunity to demonstrate that its nuclear program is peaceful and to meet its obligations to the United Nations. So let me be clear. America wants to resolve this issue through diplomacy, and we believe that there is still time and space to do so. But that time is not unlimited.
You see, the real target in the Middle East isn't Libya or Syria, it's Iran. Just like before the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq and Obama's recent intervention in Libya, Iran's government, along with countries such as China, are attempting to move away from the petrodollar and begin pricing oil in their own currencies. This in and of itself is perceived like it's an act of war against the United States. Of course, this is just capitalism and free trade at work, but you see, the United States doesn't believe in capitalism or free trade. The United States doesn't want to lose its grip of power over the rest of the world, and that is why they are dictating their power through force to these specific countries. It's exactly why in the process the Obama administration has sacrificed 4 American lives, not to mention the thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people killed overseas fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, includes millions of civilians, many people having lost their life and limbs. It's why they're lying to the American people, and it's why they've also participated in a massive cover-up in Benghazi many believe to be bigger than Watergate. War with Iran will ultimately reveal itself as the primary target, and yet again, the United States and the American people will be pulled into an additional war. But for what? Preserving the U.S. dollar, the petrodollar relationship in the Middle East? Is this worth sacrificing American lives? Scapegoating independent films on YouTube, including Innocence of Muslims, and allowing CIA operatives like Christopher Stevens and many others to die while the Obama administration turns a blind eye? What exactly are the true motives of government and of the government here in the United States? Are they pure, or are they more sinister in nature? Please share this video with as many people as possible and help us get the truth out to the people of the world. We can't sit idle in the face of tyranny and allow these war crimes to continue. Please share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, and all other social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook at Greenwave TV, Twitter at Greenwave, and find more videos like these as well as source material at greenwave and amtvmedia.com. As always, I'm Christopher Green, hard-hitting and in your face.